Hi everyone, Vanessa Hernandez here with Lava to Stone. I thought I'd pop my face on because it's been a while. How are you doing? I hope all is going well. It is a beautiful, chilly, very snowy day here in Pennsylvania, but we're prepping for March, right? So exciting. Um, so, what is March bringing? March 20th is the spring equinox, spring's first day. Very excited about this. Now, what that also means is it is the last day of the astrological year, the 19th, right? So we're at the end of the astrological year, and then we're beginning the new astrological year, March 20th, which is the first day of Aries. Very exciting. So I've been thinking about this. I'm like, all right, what's the deal with March? Now, I was thinking about where I was personally at this time last year. Last year, I was back in the Bay Area in California, and I was preparing for the most epic road trip, which had been on my bucket list forever. But I was like, when am I ever going to do a road trip? Well, I had the most epic road trip planned to drive from California all the way, I guess it'd be going this way, all the way across that way, all the way across the country. To Pennsylvania. I had the opportunity to visit a friend of mine at her cabin, to stay with her at her cabin, and to do my lava to stone work remotely as I was doing, just in a different setting. I'd been staying with my parents for the year, building up my business and working with so many of you, and it was amazing. But I knew that there was some kind of change that needed to happen last year about this time. I thought, because I beautifully orchestrated and mapped out my life, assuming, not even assuming, but hoping it would kind of go the way that I mapped it out. To be in the Bay Area for a while, build things up, and then just pop on over to Hawaii, move there, and spend the rest of my days there, right? The universe, spirit, source, whatever it is that resonates with you, had other plans. So my friend and I were on a Zoom call, and she was like, come on out, come stay with us, stay at the cabin, enjoy the Poconos, enjoy the middle of the woods, and just have some peace and quiet connecting with Mother Earth. And I was like, whoa, all right, but she didn't have a car. Great. That I could borrow. So I packed up my car and I was like, okay, cool. All the synchronicities were lining up. I connected with spirit going, is this the right move? What do I do? It's going the opposite way than Hawaii. But I went. And so at this point last year, all I knew was there was change that was needed. Change was suddenly happening. I had asked, I said, I need something because I feel stagnant right now. And I know that there's more of a story I'm meant to live. I just didn't really know where to go. I'll take whatever, thinking it's going to Hawaii. So I hop in the car. And then over the year, I came out here to visit. Originally, I was thinking 6 weeks. And then I thought, no, maybe I'll stay until like June. And then before it got too hot, I would make my way across the north side of the country and in the US, and and just then go home, and magically something will have opened up, and then I'll move across to the islands. Well, lo and behold, spirit had a different plan. So during this past year, I had to face a lot, and I had already been doing a lot of the shadow work, a lot of the inner work. And this particular year, I had to face a lot of fears. I had a lot of fears around rooting down in specific places, around committing to one location, one particular way of being, one job, whatever it may have been, right? It's just kind of that thread when it came to all that. And I had no intention, and even knew that that was part of something that I had to work through, along with many, many other lessons that came. A lot of things that had been kind of tucked away and buried down in there for many, many years. But by following spirit and my synchronicities and the pool, and trusting that I was always going to be taken care of, I came out here. And yeah, then came the time that I was planning on turning around and going back home around May and June. And of course, suddenly things in my mind and my eyes went wonky. A wrench was thrown into my whole story. And I suddenly found myself having to do things differently, having to start getting to know the area, figuring out income in different ways, right? Completely confused at why everything that had been working so beautifully just got completely halted. Not, and it wasn't just out of nowhere. There were different factors that I couldn't control that was playing a part in it, right? So I knew, like, okay, it's not just like something that's happening in me. It's everything's conspiring to put me now on this new path where I had to make some decisions. I could throw a fit. I could moan and complain. I could cry. I could scream. I can throw my fist at the universe. I could have a meltdown. I could say, I quit. I'm done with this spiritual work. I've listened to you. I've gone through my guidance. I've followed my crew. And you left me in the middle of the woods and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And I can't get back home with the funds I have at the moment. Why did you leave me here feeling abandoned? All the things. I could have done that. I did do that. I did that I had a solid couple days where I was like done. I had a few moments, right? I'm human. But then I was like, okay, it's time to kind of pull up my bootstraps and go, let's figure this out. I'm an Aries. I don't stay too long in the space where like, what do I do? I'll feel it. And then I'm like, all right, let's do this. Figure this out, V. And I continue to do the work. There's a point to my story. So as I'm going through, I continue doing the work, things start falling into place. I start visiting different places all around, all the little towns that I'm around, and finding every wellness center I could find, every yoga studio, every coffee shop, making flyers, putting my face out there, buying a massage table, meeting acting groups, theater groups, just deciding, not even deciding, I knew I was going to have to be here through the summer and figure out what my next move is while still figuring out how to work, where to work, how am I going to do everything that I need to do in a state that I didn't know. My friend was only in town every other weekend-ish because she and her husband were in New York. So I was at the cabin, and so I didn't know anyone in the area. It was very much, let's drop Vanessa in the middle of nowhere and see what she does. And eventually I ended up lining up with some amazing spaces, amazing new friends, clients, gigs, and then a fantastic, wonderful job that I now have at a destination spa resort out here. I'm the Reiki shamanic healer there, and it's just been amazing. Now, why did I just tell you that story? So last night I was actually thinking, what are we going to talk about for March? And I realized, I've been realizing this over the last week or so, but I really realized last night that, everything in my life in this particular moment, all of my areas that I've been working on, filling my own cup regarding health, finances, relationships, friendships, work, spirituality, physical, whatever, all the things you can think of, everything feels really good. There's no place in my story at this moment, I can only talk about this moment, right, where I'm feeling like I'm lacking, where I'm, and I know stories continue to evolve, but at this point, everything, I'm just so grateful for everything in my life right now. So grateful. My home, the community that I formed, like everything, the cup is full. And I realized that didn't just magically happen. It happened because I've been doing the work for years. I've had a vision of what it is that I want to do for my life, in my life. Yes, it may have been a different location, but I always connected in with Lavada Stone and her beautiful energy, constantly checking in. How are you doing? What do we need to do to work together? What am I not giving you? I continue to constantly, when things get activated. I get upset by things, whatever it may be. Old wounds are coming up, right? I stop and go, this is an issue. What's happening? And I dive in. I don't take it and shove it away, or I do my best not to. I'm continuing to study with my mentor. I continue to get my Reiki sessions. I continue to, take classes, learn new things, be brave enough to step in front of people and share everything that I've learned, teach classes, things like that, and continue to keep moving forward in all these places. In all those areas of my life, I was the one that was filling that cup. I was not going external and asking others to come in and fill up, like, I'm going to need you to take care of this and you to take care of this, whether it was a person, a situation, a job, anything like that. Because every time I would try to do that in the past, you get dependent on it, right? Or you suddenly hand your power to them and go, you're the one that's in charge of my happiness in this area. Please don't mess up, right? As all that started lining up, as my self-care, my self-love, all of that, my falling in love with myself again, quirks and all, allowing myself to open my heart again, connecting with other people that just magically fell into my life for certain periods of time, letting myself get triggered, letting myself, that's a word I don't love, I like to say activated, letting my inner child throw her tantrum and then go, all right, sweet little 2-year-old, why are you mad? Let's talk, right? Walking my talk, right? And constantly speaking into existence the days to come, right? It's all vibration, everything's energy. So I realized that, yes, I'm so thankful and grateful for everything in my world right now and in this moment, and the people in my life and the relationships and the amazing, just people that I've aligned with. But I see how the manifestation works. Okay, you use your words. It's about the belief, right? Of course, I've wanted all this for a very long time, but I was still working on truly believing that I deserve it, or that I'm worthy of it, or that I'm dealing with imposter syndrome. All the things we go through as humans. As you work through this, right? It's never a done deal. The healing journey never ends. But I'm sharing this with you because I'm realizing that by continuing to do the work, by following the synchronicities, by following my gut intuition, keeping in touch with my spirit guides, even though I wanted to throw in the towel and attempted to many times, and by trusting and surrendering and knowing that I'm always taken care of no matter what, even when I felt completely lost and just as lost as one can get, I kept going. And when I did, there was a short period of time, but still a time where I felt like I was not connecting in with my higher self anymore. I went into full fear mode. This was probably like May, June. And I realized, wow, I'm not connected anymore. Why am I trying to do this alone? Right? So connecting in with your team, letting spirit, universe guide you, by focusing on me, my journey, and then those who were in my life at that time, and being 100% invested in all of these things, whether it's a friendship, relationship, whatever it may be, and allowing those lessons and all that growth to come up and happen, and then actually dealing with all the things coming up and staying in gratitude and speaking my voice and standing in my truth and not being afraid to say certain things, even if I knew it was going to hurt someone or it was going to hurt myself, as in like heartbreak and all the things. It has not been an easy year, but it's come with so many gifts. Now, by staying in that lane, suddenly I'm looking around and every cup is overflowing. And I am just over the moon. And I know that so many factors play a part, right? Everybody in my story has played a part. Astrology has played a part, but so has my focus and the work that I do for me and my journey. So why am I saying this? Again, let's take it now, jumping forward to now, right? We're about to step into March. This will be up tomorrow, so March 1st. And I want you to take a moment. I encourage you to kind of take a moment and think about this last year. Now we're going into a new year, right? So we're into this transition. What is it One, thinking kind of about, well, all of what, how is your journey in story like evolved and changed over this last year, from this time last year to now? Uh, what are the lessons that you got from it? What are the gifts that you got from it? Um, what is it? Everything's energy, right? You always hear me say that. So, what is it that you feel energetically you want to bring into the new year, starting March 20th, into this spring, where all of the rebirth happens, right? Winter's kind of like the end, that's the cold, everything kind of dies out crop wise, things like that, right? And then spring comes and on the flowers start blooming again. We get this whole new energy. What are you going to be jumping onto that global, and to those in the southern hemisphere, you're going into fall, right? Still transition, right? What are you stepping into? What are you bringing with you energetically into the next season, into this whole brand new year? And what is it that you're like ready to just leave behind? What do you want to leave in this? What don't you need to take with you? Right? Just go through your things emotionally, mentally, physically. Right? Maybe purge. This might be a great time. The whole spring cleaning. It's a real thing, right? Uh, energetically, all of the things. Think about that. And I want you to kind of take a moment and think back on how, from me a year ago to now, how have I co-created with spirit the world and life and storyline that I'm living now? We're constantly manifesting the days to come, right? We are creating our future in this present moment by every choice we make, the words we use, our thought processes, thoughts are energies. Belief is all energy. Anything that you hardwire believe, that's what creates your reality, right? Is there anything that you're like, I don't want to believe this anymore? This doesn't resonate with me anymore. Great, let's leave it in this year and figure out what the new belief is that you're going to take on, and start working on that, right? Keep doing the work. Keep that vision. Don't outline, meaning what I was trying to do and why it wasn't working. I knew what I wanted to give to the world. I knew I wanted to reach a lot of different people. I knew I wanted to continue teaching and healing, but I also knew that I wanted to be in nature. I knew that I wasn't going to stay in California. Now where the outlining stepped in was me going, so it has to be in the tropics. It has to be in Hawaii. It has to be. When you start to outline that way, you start to limit what the universe has in store for you. Clearly, the islands was not opening up for me at that time. I was meant to go the opposite direction. And now I'm in the middle of the Poconos. I get to meet different people every single day at work, as well as continuing to do my Law of the Stone distance stuff and teaching classes and doing workshops and doing theater and just like meeting this amazing community. And in the process of all of it, I've aligned with an incredible partner, an incredible just everything. Everything is all lining up because I was mostly tapped into the emotion and how I wanted to feel versus how it needed to look, right? I had to give that up when I said, fine, I'll do the cross-country drive. That forced me to get completely out of my comfort zone. But I knew inside, this is what I want to continue to do. This is what I want to contribute to the collective. When you find that vein and you really keep feeding that energy, that's what's going to start rewiring things and then align you with other situations where maybe you'll meet somebody or a job opportunity or something lines up where their cups are full as well. So you guys come together and then you get to be just these two amazing partners in whatever situation that may be, where you are working together and building together versus taking and depending and relying on one another and it becoming this icky, weird, codependent thing, right? You and me side by side, not. So, all that to say, happy spring. Spring is coming, guys. The snow will melt. I hope the weather is treating you okay wherever you are. I know it's crazy pants, at least all over the US. Sending love and prayers and well wishes to all the different parts of the world that have been hit by some major natural events, major just I know there's a lot happening in this world right now. There's a lot of heaviness, pain, fear, all that going on. I don't want to be here pretending like nothing is happening out there. That's, you know, that is difficult. My heart's constantly going out to all of those who are being directly affected, or your family and friends are, by the events in the world. And, you know, staying in that space of gratitude will help send that healing out to the world as well, because that's the energy and vibration we're sending out. Gratitude, love, peace, connection with spirit, and all that beautiful stuff. So happy March, everybody. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're already here. If there's anything I can do to assist you at this time, please feel free to contact me. I am Vanessa Hernandez, Reiki Shamanic Energy Healer, Spiritual Awakening Mentor. I do inner child healing, past life healing, all that fun stuff. And please feel free to follow along at all the social media. You'll see them links below, I'm sure, or wherever it is that you're watching this on. And if you'd like to sign up for the newsletter that goes out once a month, the freebie that you will get is a guided meditation visualization of a 5-step process that I've been teaching in my classes and I use every single day, of grounding, shielding your energy, clearing out your own lower vibrations, clearing out everybody else's energy from you, and calling your own energy back home. Check it out. Other than that, have a beautiful, beautiful March. Sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining. If it's your first time here, welcome to the family. If you're back, welcome back. Share this with whoever you think could benefit from it. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Let me know what it is that you are focusing on for this upcoming year. And I'd love to hear whatever your journey is. So, all right. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your month.